course, announcement from Benjamin C. Steele talking to you about wearing a mask. Not this one, but this one. With everything going on right now with this pandemic, you need to wear a mask. My mask is for your safety. Your mask is for mine. I don't care what your uncles, brothers, best friends, mailman's roommate from college put on social media. Chances are they didn't think it through, and there's a very better than average chance that they're an idiot. So when you go outside, you put on your little mask over your face, put the little straps around your ears, and we're all going to be a lot safer. This is a team.
Mercer, one half of the tag team champions. I'm here to tell you that if you want to be a champion, if you want to survive this thing, wear your freaking mask, okay? It comes in all different colors. You can get Eclipse Blue, JC White and Black, or even hell, Blue and Gold. But guys, please, also remember, please, it goes over the nose. Over the nose. Thank you.
Parental discretion is advised.
This show is brought to you by IndyWrestling.us and IndyWrestling.network for your independent wrestling entertainment. Slice on Broadway, supporting Pittsburgh podcasting with the perfect pepperoni pizza. Just Pro Wrestling News Podcast. No filler, no pop-ups. Production services by Sidekick Media Services. And listeners like you, supporting us at patreon.com/Wrestling Mayhem Show. It is the Wrestling Mayhem Show, over 820 episodes of professionalized wrestling talk on Tuesdays. I'm Mike Sorg at Sorgatron on the Twitter here in the Sorgatron Media. We are live this week. We took a week off because of I took kind of a sorcation, sort of. I still had to get some work done, but you know, and in programming, you know, we are not going to be especially live next week either because of situations that have developed. But you will not be without your Mayhem Show next week. We'll have another special of some sort. I hope you enjoyed the Bradley 2022 news look back. Mike, I didn't know if you had a chance to watch back to that. Since what else would you do on a Tuesday night?
Wait, we didn't have a show?
No, we didn't have a show last week, Mike. And also, I didn't take your extra window away from you, so I'll take care of that right now. Mad Mike from Beacon, New York, who doesn't know what day of the week it is.
Who the fuck was I talking to last week?
I don't know. What'd you log into?
I don't know.
None of us were on Zoom.
Sorry, a QR code just popped up on my screen. Okay. And I'm like, oh, okay, Sorg must be trying something new for the show. I clicked it and just started spouting, you know, the things I talk about.
Well, that's strange. That's strange.
I think we're going to find out that nothing was actually plugged in.
Hey, Rob's here. Cameraman Rob is here.
Hello.
Hanging.
Yeah, just just chilling.
Well, you're working in town today.
Yeah.
Just working the streets or whatever.
Yeah.
Working
for yes, I was working on the Ethan Coen movie today. It was my 4th day working on that.
Okay, I wasn't going to blow up your spot, but okay.
Yeah, I mean, I can talk about that part. I can't say who I was working for necessarily, but
superstar Rob Brown with us. Mm-hmm. You can tell that the movie business has been getting to him. Because he asked where catering was when he walked in. Yeah. And he said, I'll be on my trailer until the show starts.
It's like, when do you break for lunch?
Yeah. It's just, and we're like, no, we're not that kind of show, Rob. I mean.
Are we doing the slice ad already?
No. That's not, so that was not meant to be a lead.
We do have catering.
We do technically have catering. So, I mean, we probably have better catering than most podcasts. You know what? I dare say we have the best catering in Pittsburgh podcasting.
My God.
Tell me different. Who's got better catering than the Sorgatron Media Network?
Tell me when he's telling lies.
Tell me when I'm telling lies. Prove me wrong. Who's got better catering? You Jagoff? How's that? Okay, they got food sometimes, but they're sponsored. But but that's inconsistent. You don't know what you're getting from week to week.
Sometimes you've even been known to have baked goods.
Sometimes there's baked goods, especially when
I've had chocolate dudders on the show before.
There you go. And Katie's been here too.
That's a throwback.
That's right. So, anyways, oh no, we didn't hit record on the show.
What?
Let's take it from the top. Yeah. No, it's just another thing I'm going to have to fix later. Anyways, this is the Wrestling Mayhem Show, where we fix a lot of things like that. You can check out everything at WrestlingMayhemShow.com. Hit us up at that email address. Good times at WrestlingMayhemShow.com, 412-206-WMS0. And, of course...
Should we be doing Spooky Good Times?
Spooky Good Times!
Good times!
None of these buttons are in the right places. I had to reset up the studio today, and... because I took the studio to California, so with me.
Yeah, you're really coming down to the wire.
I really am. I really am. I just found the dongle to make the iPad work, and then I'm accidentally switching to it so you can see my desktop. Yeah. So what's that?
Oh boy, Sorg.
What? What? Oh boy.
Sorg.
Yes.
Just. I don't know.
What?
Get with it, Sorg.
Get with it. You're going to all get with it? Wow, we have a chat room. We do have a chat room. A lot of great stuff going on over at the Wrestling Mayhem Show Facebook page. And, of course, we got a great Facebook group where a lot of stuff was being shared in there. I couldn't even keep up with it this week while I was on my travels. There's so much going on. And, of course, I should still pull up the document so I don't remember anything else. You can subscribe to us on your favorite podcast places. Just the thing, we're probably going to be consolidating the super feed down. So I'm trying to figure out how to do it so you don't lose your subscriptions over there. But make sure if we do go away in the next couple of weeks for you, if you're on the super feed, please make sure you subscribe to the main feed. I mean, we're basically just putting everything up there at this point that we're still doing for that. Or the Sorgatron Media master feed will also live on, if you will. So please go do that as well. Get that subscription up over there. And our truth is the white rabbit. I like that theory. And, of course, we are here live every Tuesday at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. More or less, like I said, we were not live last week. But there will be something at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. Unfortunately, Facebook doesn't allow us to premiere videos anymore. So it doesn't look live anymore. It just a video is going to post at 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time. And just, hit play on it. Pretend you're in the chat room with everybody else, and we'll ignore you like we usually do. But we are live when we are live every Tuesday on the Wrestling Mayhem Show YouTube, Sorgatron Media Twitch, and the IndyWrestling.us YouTube and Twitch. When we do the off, not live weeks, we are not on Twitch. It's just not terribly conducive to try to put something up there anymore, at least in that nature. And also, thank you to our Patreon supporters at patreon.com/Wrestling Mayhem Show, keeping this podcast train rolling. Our friends at the fan show level, Bo Diggity! Woo! as well as Ed Burke and Team Hammer Fist. At the Poppy Club level, Dave Potter and Bobby F. J-Town. At the Pizza Club level, Doc Remedy and The Riz. And at the manager level, Bradley and the Mother of Dragons, Tina Keys. I'll be visiting Tina here at the end of the month, at least momentarily. I think it's going to be kind of a tight window as I head to Seattle at the end of the month for Defy Wrestling. I can talk about it now because the plane ticket is booked. So I try not to say, hey, I'll completely be in Seattle until I have like a plane ticket confirmation number or something.
Says you are in fact going to Seattle.
I am in fact going to Seattle. I am in fact apparently going to New York maybe twice this month. And I'll be back in Ann Arbor next Tuesday. That's why we're not doing a show. But if anybody knows any Wednesday night wrestling shows, let me know in the Detroit area. Let's see. The Best of WWE Weddings is happening on Peacock.
Where's Dynamite?
Where's Dynamite? Hey, where is Dynamite next week? Oh, wow. Where is Dynamite next week? I don't even have time to do that. I have to come back, make sure everybody's set up for the weekend, and then leave for, like, north of Philadelphia, basically. The travel schedule's crazy this week. This month. I'm sorry. There's somewhere else we're going. Oh, no, but then we have a show in Pittsburgh this month.
We have every show in Pittsburgh.
We have every show in one weekend
in like a day.
while you're in Chicago.
Yeah.
Oh, God. Anyways, patreon.com/Wrestling Mayhem Show. Thank everybody that support this madness. But anyway, so what do we got going on here? You have, what do you want to get into first, Mike? There's so much going on over the last week. The White Rabbit was being talked around in the chat room. Apparently, Sammy Guavara said things, which means somebody's angry, which is always inevitable.
The last thing I want to talk about is Sammy.
The Sammy Guavara
the
said something?
I know, what? He said something to piss people off for reasons?
I'm starting to think that week-long sensitivity training he took didn't take.
You know what? I will say this.
Is it the 3rd anniversary of that also?
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
Listen. I am a huge fan of AEW, right? It's exactly what I want. It's just great week in, a week out, consistently. I would say even with it on the upswing, even the most consistent of my wrestling, because I know what I'm getting, I know what I'm expecting out of them, and I'm digging it. I do miss BTE though. We'll see what happens there. But, I mean, this has already been happening. Tony, you do need to get your shit together. You need to be not dealing with people like Sammy Guevara. He's not worth it. Okay? He's a piece of trash. And that he's still doing this kind of bullshit on the level that he's doing it is complete BS. With somebody like who's a freaking star out of Mexico like Andrade. Like, it's complete bullshit. Stop it. Let Sammy go. # let Sammy go. Is where I'm going with this. That is the one to me inexcusable thing. Because how many times this guy is going to do shit like that and make your company look bad?
And let's even say it's all a work this time.
Okay.
Let's.
Is it?
For argument's sake. No, for devil's advocate.
It wasn't with Kingston. Was it?
I know, but in the tradition of AEW being TNA with a better business model, this is something they would do.
Yeah, I guess.
Now also with, again, kind of considering, just kind of the different places on the card right now, not necessarily the skill or anything of anybody. If he's ragging on Andrade on social media right now, isn't that kind of punching down?
Why?
Yeah, well, I mean, what's Andrade? As far what's he involved in right now? I can't remember.
He is.
Nothing.
They're doing the faction thing. Basically, he took over Matt Hardy's faction.
No, right.
And he's dealing with that.
He's been trying to buy members of the Dark Order.
Yeah, he's gonna have a match with 10. It's a Mask and Servitude versus Loser Leaves match next week, basically.
So it's like one of these, unless it was going somewhere angle-wise or whatever, it's like, what does Sammy Guevara gain from...
Well, what the hell is Sammy doing? Yeah. Tell me what Sammy's doing that's any better than what Andrade's doing right now.
He's always kind
of
more...
He's had a TNT belt.
Yeah. I mean, he's kind of more in the mix, typically.
No, Sammy doesn't even have the TNT belt.
But he's had it.
Yeah.
He's had it, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
He's not. He just pops up every once in a while with the JAS. That's it. That's it. He's not on Dark. He's not on anything. I know he's got the AAA belt, so he's been doing that.
He makes sure we don't see Ruby Soho for over a month.
Yeah, I mean, they like crap like that.
Ass.
Like it's just like it
Did you
feels
see
like.
the picture of poor Ruby
No, what's up?
with her broken nose?
Jeez.
Ruby still can't smell because her nose is still fucked up.
Jeez, that's messed up. So I don't know.
It's just from the company who said sloppy shop. I bring you a sloppy shop.
That was Taz that said that, first of all. And
and what company did Taz work for?
That's what he worked for, but there's not exactly writers putting words in his mouth in that company.
He said it was a sloppy shop.
He said that during COVID when shit was falling apart for WWE. It was a
Okay,
pot shot.
you can
I
have
will not
sloppy shops for
I will
different
not
reasons.
deny I will not deny it was a pot shot, kind of thing, but that's what happens in wrestling. Okay? And most people that take a shot in wrestling can get called out on their shit down the line. I mean, when has it not happened? So like there's that bit, but no, sorry. I have personally had issues with Sammy Guavara, so I will make that noted in my rant here. But yeah, he's just I don't know. It's just really rough. Sammy G
Basically,
can't
fuck
handle
that
a
guy
little
for
stiff work apparently.
Yeah, that's what the whole thing was about. Andrade said that Sammy said Andrade worked a little too stiff. I'm like, dude, you're in fucking wrestling. Hit him back.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, fucking.
In a company where you have the Blackpool Combat Club,
Yeah.
and you regularly bring in Minoru Suzuki,
Yeah.
Mhm.
like, I'm sorry, you should have known what you signed up for.
Yeah, exactly. Jeez. Fuck. It's wrestling. It's not fucking ballet. So, right? So
It ain't ballet, pal.
yeah. By the way, and I know where you're at on this. And JR trying to be with the cool kids, and especially whenever Acclaim come on, is so awkward yet sort of endearing. Like, Grandpa, I know you're trying and I appreciate it.
No, it's not it. I'm sorry. It's 2022. We should not be using the word Jezebel to describe all women.
Jezebel seems a little rough. Yeah, I'm not gonna be. I'm not gonna discount that. I feel like we should use a new word, Jr. But there's worse words he could be using.
Didn't that get brought up like last week or something? Like you said something
Yeah,
she
yeah.
may be approaching Jezebel levels or something.
That's right.
She
She did not get called a Jezebel.
Get racist grandpa off the TV.
But she may be a Jezebel one day.
Yes, listen.
And that's like tomorrow.
JR's been putting in the work, and is never going to be 100% because he's how old he is, and
He's not putting in the work.
You don't know the work. You don't know how bad it could be.
I do. I hear the commentary. Anytime
Well,
I
I'm
hear
saying.
JR is on a show, anytime I hear JR is on a show, I watch that show on mute.
Okay.
No, he makes it
But you're
unlistenable.
missing Excalibur and Tony and Taz just losing himself.
The only time I unmute is when William Regal comes on.
Oh, and when he
Because
talks about how
William
he wants
Regal
to.
and Excalibur
Yes.
is the love story of our time.
It is. It is like they're writing their own fanfic live on the air, and it's tremendous. There was a
It's called My Saucy Rice Krispie Treat.
my saucy Rice Krispie treat. Yes, but with an accent.
called.
There's a super cut of all the weird things Regal has said to Excalibur on TikTok that popped up a few days ago, and I watched it twice.
By the way, have you guys seen the Hey EW with William Regal?
I did, and I'm so pleased that RJ found common ground with him because I thought he was going to get
that one
hurt.
was a delight.
That and even
Like
when,
they're all delights, but that was.
and even when like the Taz was completely standoffish. It was like, I know what you're doing, and da 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 da, and this is your gimmick and whatever, blah 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 blah. And then like RJ turned him by the end there's some genuine laughter happening out of Taz, out of the what is Regal call him Mr. Maniac? What a throwback.
Yeah. Oh yeah, no, he calls Taz Mr. Maniac.
Yes.
I love it. Because he was the Tasmanian.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. It's a pull.
That's perfect.
If you know, you know, right? And that's why, and that is, and honestly, it's happening a little more and more with WWE too, with the recent shift in things. But AEW's always been like, there's a wink and a nod, like, hey, we're all on the same team here, right? When it comes to things like that, you know, that's one of the things that I do appreciate of, because it didn't treat, I felt like it didn't treat the audience as a lower common denominator as WWE had been at the time, and you know, or for so many years, I feel has, you know, and it really, and that's the thing, you know, you can say about WWE. I feel like WWE is not as insulting to watch anymore, you know, no matter what.
I don't think so at all.
Yeah. What was it?
I don't think so at all.
Wait, you
I don't think so at all. I think what? I don't think WWE is insulting to watch at all anymore.
No, not anymore. But I'm just saying it had. But my point is, it had been. And when when AEW came up, it was a breath. That's why it was so much a breath of fresh air. But as we see this shift that's happening, I think that's going to be really interesting to watch. Hopefully this means everybody gets pushed up. But you know, we'll see how that goes. Rob, I think you've been trying to say something.
Oh no.
Okay. I miss Michael.
Oh, heaven.
But yeah, like you said, it's like, hopefully, what is it? The high tides float all boats. Or
yeah, exactly. Yeah. And even this little competition of like whatever background things going in about WWE's trying to get some guys back and everything. You know, hey, there's choices, right? And it's gonna happen. Somebody's not gonna get along with Triple H. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, but
even at this point, at least
sooner or later, no, somebody's not gonna have a problem, and
but at least it might be somebody new that doesn't get along with Triple H. You know,
exactly.
Because if you look at the Raw and SmackDown rosters,
mm-hmm.
I'd say a good 60 to 70% are from NXT.
Right.
And they've all had working relationships with him. And,
yeah, but I mean,
most of them have flourished under him.
But you never know what's going to happen. Is the thing. Like, what's good today may not be good eventually. You know what I mean? I mean,
see,
you worked in the office and had fun until that one day that somebody didn't clean the coffee filter, and then you're like, fuck this guy.
That goddamn.
Hold on. Now, this is what I said at the start of AEW, and I was told to shut my mouth. Am I wrong?
Wait, what were you told? What were you told at the beginning of AEW?
I said Tony Khan can't just keep playing best friends wrestling the whole time, and I was told to shut up.
Wait, okay.
On this show, I was told to shut up.
I don't.
You cannot make the opposite argument.
I don't disagree. I don't know, but I don't disagree with you. So I hope I wasn't the one that told you to shut up. I might have been. I might have been out one of those nights where you're like, I don't want to fucking hear it. AEW's the best. Thank you, Tony Khan, for saving professional wrestling. Thank you. Thank you so much, Tony Khan, for saving professional wrestling. Thank you so much. There'd be no wrestling. Just dancing in the ring.
He ain't saved shit.
No, but you gotta give credit. You still do have to give credit to what AEW and Tony Khan have accomplished. The landscape is a lot different now. Okay,
of course
there is a choice.
I give them credit for getting on like cable TV and for having steady ratings for about 3 years.
That's better than anybody has done. Nobody outside of WWE has done that since WCW in the late 90s. Okay?
Yeah, I know.
Yes.
As I've said, AEW is TNA with a better
That's so diminishing, Mike. That's so...
They even brought in Sting! They even brought in Christian!
Yeah.
They even brought in the Impact Championship!
Okay.
And you know what? I'm going to say it's actually worse than Impact with a better business plan, because at least Impact knew how to book their fucking women.
Okay. Yes. I'm with you. I understand. I understand.
Was, yeah.
Yes.
Like,
I don't know what the deal is there. That is definitely, that is something that's.
This might be a good time. Do you want to go to that tweet that I sent?
Let's do that after we say about a place where you can see a lot of women's wrestling.
Okay.
Well, okay, a fairly decent amount of women's wrestling over at IndyWrestling.us, and you got some time to catch up because all the shows are happening in one weekend this month. So
it's like there hasn't been a show for 2 weeks, and there won't be another show until 2
I'm like
weeks
sitting here saying I have one weekend off this month, and there's no professional wrestling for me to go to this weekend because it's all happening that weekend. Even the stuff that I don't film is happening that weekend, apparently. There are 3 shows happening that weekend. RWA Rise and our friends at VCW in West Virginia all happening. But, of course, you don't have to. You can time shift. You can be a time traveler, a time splitter, if you will. Yep. At IndyWrestling.us, sign up for the network. All the stuff is on there. Rise Wrestling, Victory Championship Wrestling, Renegade Wrestling Alliance, where you can see the Rock and Roll Express win a tag team championship in Pittsburgh area in 2022.
And you were talking about, with like not so much time travel, but there's definitely a multiverse there.
There's definitely a multiverse.
You can see Cowpoke Paul absolutely everywhere, feuding with everyone,
yes. And being an asshole to West Virginians.
Yeah,
that was the wild thing, right? Or same with the Jason Gorey, or even the Beastman himself. Who knows? And so much history over there, over 400 hours. Hell, we might be approaching 500.
I think we need to update that because we've got to be in the thousands.
No. We're probably in the 500s. But to be honest, we only do like 4 shows a month. But I should make the trek to Prestige after Defy. I do not book my own travel for that, but and are they friendly with each other? I don't know if that can be part of the business trip. But anyways, what the hell is happening on Twitter?
What happened on Twitter?
I don't know. We just got tagged randomly on. Somebody tagged us that I don't think we talked about.
So it wasn't the Cowpoke Paul.
It was not Cowpoke Paul. Cowpoke Paul did not.
Oh, is it Ronnie?
It's Ronnie. I don't know what's happening. He's just like.
No. The person I talked with wrestling about last week, Dave Podner in the chat asked me if it was Ronnie. I'm like, that person told me Ronnie doesn't exist.
Ronnie is a figment. A figment.
Yeah.
Just like
he's the figment of the White Rabbit.
The figment of the White Rabbit, exactly. So why isn't he in the chat room? Why is he talking on Twitter? What the hell? Does Prestige have Maki Ito? I may make demands if they have Maki Ito again. So it's down in Portland, right? Anyways, I think I've done maybe I've done enough West Coast travel for the month. Actually,
it's only the 4th of the month.
It's only the 4th of the month.
Yeah.
And I've already spent most of the month.
Yeah.
Somewhere out west. Cactuses, man. They're wild. I did not hug one this time. I'll send you the card. Oh, God.
It means you're learning.
This is going to be segment 3 is talking me into going to Prestige Wrestling. Well, I do need Halloween plans. I might be back by Trick or Treat. They fucked me early.
That week is going to be so weird because everything's a different because I'll be doing New Japan.
Yes,
that's like Wednesday and Thursday or something.
No,
like
Thursday
that?
and
Friday.
Friday. I'm actually joining you for that trip.
Yeah.
Now. I'm headed to Defy out. I was official. I'm headed for Defy out of New York.
Right.
So I'm at least going to hang with you guys the first night, I guess. So, anyways, what the hell's going on? I don't know. The chat room is just throwing a lot of random facts at me. So Impact Wrestling, I haven't watched Impact for like a month, and it's been my own time is the problem, and that I'm fitting in WWE now. I'm actually, this is the first night I don't have NXT on. I didn't watch NXT last week either, but Mike, should I throw it into my thing? Anyways, IndyWrestling.us, go check it out. I saw the ad up. What were you doing this segment? Oh, you have a tweet for me to bring up. I
do.
We have
because we are celebrating 3 years of Dynamite.
Yes, I'm going to bring that up over here.
And this is a graphic I saw on Twitter, and I thought it'd be good to discuss. To give us a little discourse about the disparity between men and women's wrestling in AEW.
Okay, let's see if I can
bring 3 years
it up over
good.
here. There you go. There's the image. If you're on video, so this is a bit of a chart We got 2 rows of 5 men and on the top, and 2 rows of women at the bottom. So about 10 men and women each on here. And what is happening in this? Those are the tweets. It's been 3 years.
It's the
BVMB shelled on Twitter. Boris themselves. It's been 3 years since AEW Dynamite premiered. Here are the top 10 men and women with the most matches. Okay, well, 69. Nice.
and Tia, this is total matches on Dynamite.
Total matches on Dynamite itself.
3 years. 3 years of Dynamite,
which is the flagship.
Total matches on Dynamite.
Yeah. Yes. So of course we're looking at Jon Moxley with 69. Nice. The Bucks with 63 and 61 respectively. 59 for Hangman. 56 for Jungle Boy. 53 for Jericho. 52 for Kenny Omega. 52 for Darby Allin and Cody. Who's that? And 48 for Pentagon. Then we go to the women, and it is 40 for Britt. 36 for Sheeta. Nyla Rose 27, 22 Thunder, 19 Serena Deeb, 18 oh god, I'm sorry.
Basically there's only 4 women.
Yes.
There's only 4 women that have had over 20 matches on Dynamite.
Right.
That's not good.
That's spreading around.
And
no, that's not Sorg, a man who has not been with the company for months has more matches on Dynamite than the most used female wrestler on Dynamite.
Okay, which would be Britt Baker.
Yeah.
Okay, so by the numbers, okay, there you go.
Now I'm trying to remember who. Okay, like Britt had a pretty long title reign. Sheeta had a really long title reign, right? To where pretty much
Nyla had a decent long title reign.
Yeah, to where it was, so it would be kind of a revolving door of you have those ones who have a ton of matches, and then just whoever was challenging that week, right? For the most part.
Yeah.
Now,
Jungle Boy has not held a title, except for the tag titles. He's not held a single title. Penta also only held tag titles. Like, Kenny Omega was off for how many months, and still has.
I mean,
52
how many
high.
of those? How many of those were people that had the championship, so they're going to be on more often, right? So that qualifies there. And no, they only and you're,
okay.
You are.
May I present Jade Cargill?
Okay.
12 matches on Dynamite.
On Dynamite.
By the way, Dynamite is on what station?
TBS, yeah.
Yes.
Hey,
what championship does she hold?
Hey, you know what's?
Yeah.
I will agree. You know what's fucking baffling is that we have the TNT champions always still defended on TBS, and the TBS is on TNT. I don't get that. I agree.
So is that
gets weird for me?
So is that like a as far as not having as many matches on Dynamite? Is that because Jade's pretty much staked out Rampage, right? I mean, we just kind of see that's she's usually very much a Rampage.
She only has like 30 some odd matches.
Yeah.
So at most it's probably
every other week, maybe.
Matches.
Yeah.
25 matches on Rampage. But like, all right, so the next tweet in this thread says that there have been 156 episodes so far, with 161 women's matches and 2 mixed tag team matches. A women's match has never opened the show.
Okay.
The only time that the women have participated in the opening match were 2 mixed tag team matches, and in 156 episodes of Dynamite, there have only been 4 women's main events. That's not good.
So you're not happy with where they're at on the card, not just the numbers of how many they've had.
Yeah.
So you find this disrespectful to the women's
because
division.
They're always in the exact same spot. It is 9:15. You get 4 minutes of action, followed by a picture-in-picture commercial break. Followed by a 3-minute finish.
I'm still not going to agree with that until I get some more numbers on the picture-in-picture timing that happens with other matches. If somebody has those kinds of things for me,
you know what match doesn't get picture-in-picture treatment? The opening match.
Okay, yeah, because they've just opened. Because there's this thing that happens. WWE does this too.
But the women have never opened the show.
Right. Okay.
That's not good. That means you don't treat them as a priority.
Yeah, and I don't have an answer for that. You know, and they should be. You know, or what is keeping them? Is it confidence in the women? Are the women not? You know, from what we understand, the ratings are highest in their segments. Correct? Like that's the general thought on that.
They're not. They don't go down at least.
I don't. I think in a lot of cases, I feel that some of the women's matches I've seen do not get as big of a reaction as some of the men's matches. That's purely purely anecdotal.
Because there's no storylines.
Well, there's no storylines. There's plenty of matches with no damn storylines that are hot on Dynamite. Like you can't tell me they're not.
And it seems like also like you know, like last week on Dynamite, you know, like when you see the face team go out, or you know the face team go out there, and it was Willow Nightingale was in there in like Sky Blue, you know, where it's like, oh god, she's especially Sky Blue is like cannon fodder, you know, for this,
big time.
Where it seems like
she did just resign, so that might change.
But it seems like most anybody with a personality, if they aren't already, they turn them heel. You know, there's not a lot of faces to get behind.
Yeah.
You know?
So, and Tina's making some good points here. It's a male-dominated staff that's fairly new. Yeah. I don't know. Is there anybody?
Okay, hold on.
What's her name?
They're not
Madison
new.
Rain. Madison Rain is taking a production role.
Yeah.
Producer, talent person role. So hopefully that makes a little bit of a difference as well. So
but apart from Tony Khan,
mm-hmm.
The people behind the scenes at AEW are all veterans.
Mm-hmm.
There's no one new at.
Here's because I've known many bookers in the Pittsburgh and Ohio area, and I remember this conversation would come up, and this is the thing that, and not a person that's booked wrestling, you know. The discussion would come up, be like, hey, please help me with X. I don't know how to book women's wrestling, would be a comment that I've heard from bookers via people, you know, whatever. A couple times directly from bookers. And then, but I've also heard in other places conversations, and I was never able to put these two parts together. It was like, oh, I don't know how to book women's wrestling. And it was like, well, just book wrestling.
Yeah.
Right? Like what
happens to have women in it.
Just book wrestling that happen to have women.
Yeah.
So and I don't know. We're getting a lot of threads, I think, going on when we look at the women's division. You know, there's always a challenger stepping up to Jade and the champion with Tony right now.
No, there isn't.
Isn't there? I just saw Nyla step up to Jade last week. And we have this Mean Girls on Rampage. Okay. So like that's happening. I think they're leading into like either a Rampage or Battle for the Belts next week.
Yeah, but is it an actual story, or is it just I want title shot, I get title shot?
Like
I don't.
Just
I mean, I don't.
Week.
What more story do you want out of them? You know, I mean, we're just.
I want an actual story.
Okay, your qualifications
something
of a story.
Something besides I want the title.
Okay.
I don't think that's a lot.
I mean, that was a great story. That's all was. I thought we had a great story out of Bobby Lashley and Mustafa Ali last night. Mustafa.
No,
sorry.
Mustafa Ali was different. He didn't say he just wants an He just didn't say he wants a title shot. He said he wants an opportunity. He said he's been sitting on the sidelines for too long. There was a whole monologue.
Mm-hmm.
There was a whole monologue for that.
I don't know if it's that much. I don't think it's much more. I think it's along the same lines of whatever we had with Nyla and Jade last week, which obviously didn't see. But there was a bit with that. I thought that was good. So, and I think along the same lines, it's not happening the same night. They're setting up for the next week. You know, it's just a different version. So there, you got a week-long story. Sometimes that's all you need.
It's the same thing as Athena.
Mm-hmm.
Athena said, "I want a title shot."
Mm-hmm.
She got one. She lost.
Okay.
Like, that's all they're doing.
But there's been consistent, tit and tat back and forth, tags and this and that and the other thing with Athena and Jade. Like they between Dynamite and Rampage, leading into the last pay-per-view. Like there was definitely stuff happening there. So, I don't know what more you want. I don't know what qualifies a better story for you.
Like a story that actually has writing to it.
Mm-hmm.
Like apart from this person wants a title shot. I need a reason.
Maybe so it's more satisfying if something does. It's like, oh man, I think this person does have a chance now.
Yeah, are you talking?
Yeah, exactly. Because they have not presented a single person to Jade who I think can beat Jade.
Yeah,
for that belt.
yeah. Like Partners agreeing. Nyla's a good setup. But most going against Jade are just random women, which it is. We put through Shafir. What's your name? The Problem.
Marina Shafir
against Jade. I think that was the worst setup they've ever done. Because nobody cared. Nobody knew or cared about her. Yeah. I think if they did it now, after they've spent some time with her, I think what they've been doing with Nyla and her as a team has been fantastic. With their build and their setup and stuff like that with Dark and Elevation. And now if they come back around, I feel like they could do something with that. And I could see Marina getting involved with the Jade match as well, and maybe turning into another rematch. So,
the point is they're not getting television time.
Okay.
That's the point. Dark and Elevation are not factors in this. Because if they showed video packages to show me what was going on Dark and Elevation, then okay. But they don't.
Mm-hmm.
Because they have to cram in as many fucking male matches into Dynamite as they possibly can.
Mm-hmm.
And like even if you look at the graphic for this week's Dynamite, there's a 6-women's tag match that was not announced last week, that has not gotten its own even highlight tweet from Tony Khan this week.
Okay.
I didn't even know there was a women's match happening on Dynamite.
Mm-hmm.
Because they didn't announce jack shit, and I don't care. Like Saraya hasn't made any kind of impact on the product at all.
Yeah, I'm the Paige Saraya thing
because we didn't really get to talk about this.
No, because it happened before we went on break here.
They were saying, I don't know if it was JR in commentary, but somebody said something. It's like, oh my God, she appeared in the landscape of women's wrestling and AEW is completely changed.
Tell me how it's changing.
What?
Yeah, they all said that.
Fucking thing, She showed
if
up.
anything, it got worse.
Yeah,
that's
it did.
That's how it changed. It got worse.
Yeah,
if she said, bring out all the women.
Yeah, I mean,
and 8 people came out. I'm like, all the women.
I'm not. It was good to see her, but I don't like. They didn't put her in a match. She's in the corner for the 6-man tag.
Yeah,
6-woman tag.
But it's like slow your roll on the. She has completely changed the landscape of women's.
I mean, every once in a while they're like, hey, this person's gonna, somebody's just gonna flounder. It was like, hey, good to see her, but I don't know.
It doesn't even seem like she can wrestle.
It's not clear. That's for sure. Yeah. Is she just around? What's going on here? So, I'm getting updates for Dark right now. Oh, no spoilers. No spoilers. Oh, there's Abaddon tonight. But anyways.
Yeah, because it's October, because they don't want to write a story.
She's been injured. I'm pretty sure she's been injured, Mike. But she's been doing something. Yeah, I
follow her on Twitter. She hasn't been injured.
I want to know more about the structure, because I know, you always talk about how Miro's not around. Miro's definitely working on other projects. That's why he's not around. Right?
Yeah, he's working on other projects because they're not booking him.
No, he's working on other projects because they can book around it. Because that's one of the things that they do.
They don't book him.
No,
they don't book him.
I don't think you don't know that. You don't know that. You don't know that's the reason he's in other projects.
Okay.
You see what's on the TV. You don't know what's going on in the background, Mike. You know what? Rob hasn't been here for a while. Rob hasn't been here for a while because he's been busy, okay? He's been busy working the streets, even laying down in the streets.
I've been being booked improperly.
That's right. That's right.
No.
It's not because I'm not booking Rob. It's because Rob's got other shit to do. Yeah. And one thing with AEW is you don't see Britt every week because she is legitimately pursuing other careers.
Yes, you do.
No, you don't. You see her in spurts at a time, sure, or you see pre-records that they probably did the week before to make it look like she's there every week.
Absolutely see Britt Baker every week.
You do not see her. All right, where are the numbers at? Where are my numbers
right,
monkeys
you know what?
at?
Numbers monkeys.
Numbers monkeys, I call upon you.
Sorg?
Yes?
I'll have numbers for you next
You'll have numbers for me. Give me the numbers. Where's the research department? Come on.
Oh, Sorg.
I know we lost Matt Carlins to that bigger site, but that's okay.
No, Sorg. Sorg, I answer to a higher power as far as that goes.
It was me, Austin. It was me, Austin, all along.
Yeah. Sorg, I will have numbers for you next week if that's what you're asking for. Mm-hmm.
And you know, I mean,
you couldn't just take my word on this. Sorg.
I mean, you know, it's not like women's wrestling.
You're gonna make me go with the numbers.
We can talk about what's happening on the main show, but it's not like women's wrestling is not deep in AEW. I will pull up this email that I shelved a month ago because I didn't want to have this conversation, but we happen to find ourselves here. Somebody, an anonymous user named Chachi, emailed us.
It's just an alias.
And he said across all programming, he listed the women's matches for the week. And this is, if you look at it, this is rather consistent. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We had 7 matches across AEW programs and 4 across WWE. And I think those numbers match up every
Dark
week.
and Elevation do not count.
Disagree.
And I'd kind of like to see total airtime
then hold on. Then you also have to count main event and level up.
Yes.
Are those factored in?
I think they are for this.
No, they're not.
You don't know that.
You know why? Because they're on the internet and they don't count.
No, I would count them. I would definitely count them. But that would add like maybe 2 matches.
There have been episodes of Level Up, which is a half-hour show, that have had 2 women's matches.
They've had episodes. Is that recent episodes? Is that consistent?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Trust me.
This I know you know.
The numbers on
this
them
I know you know.
Because I've already done them.
This, as if it's his job. Let's see.
What's the total? Do we know the total ring time on those 2 or no?
And also, how many of those were main events? Because I guarantee WWE had more main events.
They definitely get main events on Dark and Elevation from time to time.
No, Sorg, again, on Dynamite and on Rampage.
Okay.
How many main events of those are
I'm
women?
also like, I don't feel like the main event of Raw is treated like a main event, and I don't think it has been for a long time. It's just the last match before, Paradise Island comes on. I
strongly disagree with that.
I don't think it's held to such a high degree of like, oh, you're the main event.
Maybe because it's become so common.
Yeah, I guess, and nothing.
Which good or I mean,
in the grand scheme, like, great, Alexa Bliss and somebody was the main event. No, were they? Yeah, they were the main event on the last night's show.
And EO,
right? But and I don't mean that to downplay, but I don't think it's in a how regard.
Right, and now you're arguing that the main event of a show isn't important.
Rampage has definitely had women's main events. Rampage has definitely had women's main events.
Sometimes
on several occasions.
There have been shows where, again, especially on like Raw or SmackDown or something, where it might end in a promo or something where, again, you have that last match that wasn't necessarily pushed as a main event. It's even though technically it is
by some standards,
and you go, okay, I guess that was the main event, But again, that has more to do kind of with the pacing of the show and what they really planned to end things on,
Right. Like, what note are you ending it on?
Yeah.
Like, it's not, it's not like it used to be where it's like we're gonna end on the champion interacting with somebody, and that's how we end the show. That's just not how we do it.
That's literally how Raw ended Monday night.
What?
That with the champion interacting with someone.
Oh no, I mean the champion. Which, like, the WWE champion
of the women's division.
Right. No,
Bianca Belair.
Yes.
Sorg, you just because it's not Roman Reigns doesn't mean it's not the champion.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's the main event.
Mm-hmm.
It's the main event, and it's the main event for a reason, because Damage Control is the fucking hottest thing in wrestling.
Are they?
Yes, absolutely
What?
they are. Absolutely they are.
That feels like a leap. I mean, they're pretty good.
All right, what would you put above?
Hottest thing in wrestling.
I'll grant you the Bloodline.
The Bloodline. I think Judgment Day is doing pretty good.
Judgment Day is not hotter than Damage Control. No fucking way. They don't even have a Judgment Day shirt.
I think Rhea Ripley and Dominic are hotter than Damage Control.
Sorry, Judgment Day doesn't even have merch.
Bullshit, they don't have merch.
They had a shirt.
How do they not have merch?
I swear I saw one of them wearing a shirt a couple weeks ago, but I don't.
They have clothing.
Finn wears his shirt.
Yeah.
Yes.
Finn wears his shirt.
No, the hottest thing are the 4 Uso brothers.
Yeah.
That one I'll grant you. I'll grant you that.
I mean, who doesn't want an honorary? Honestly, Sami Zayn's kind of the hottest thing right now.
Yeah.
Like wildly, right?
Yeah, okay.
Sami Zayn, Pat McAfee, fuck everybody else.
But by the way, can I say my favorite thing in wrestling right now is Sami Zayn collectively getting everyone in the Bloodline, except Paul Heyman yet. He hasn't broken him yet.
Mm-hmm.
But collectively getting them all to laugh.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm waiting for the moment when Heyman cracks.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna happen. Can't wait for it. It's gonna fucking happen.
So fucking good for Sammy.
Like
good for Sami Zayn.
Jey.
Yeah.
He broke Jey.
Uh-huh.
He broke Roman. He broke Jimmy. And just last night, he broke Solo. Solo Sikoa smiling in spite of himself. On Raw. Like, it was my favorite thing on Raw. Oh my god, so good.
I wanted to talk about this. I am so happy every time Johnny Gargano's on my screen lately, and he gets to hang out with Kevin Owens and have a super kick party. And then just like
he gets to say, "Oh Dexter,
oh Dexter, oh Dexter," you know.
Look at you choking out the Miz and then disappearing. Just like you do.
You're such a card.
I love he shows him the illustration and he's like, "Oh, that's not good."
It's so fucking wonderful.
And these backstage segments, like, you want to pay attention to them because there's so much going on in them. Like, from the wait, is that a car accident that just happened in the background? To just everything is just so like 3 storylines interweave most of the times on backstage. You know, it reminds you it's the Muppet Show concept where everybody runs into each other backstage and the storylines collide and Kermit's losing his mind. Except that's the Miz.
Did you see on SmackDown where Kevin Owens was just wandering down the hallway and progressed 4 storylines?
Which one was it? You said SmackDown? Is that when they were doing the pose off?
Yeah. So First Kevin Owens is talking to Drew and to Johnny Gargano.
Mm-hmm.
And like Drew's like, Kevin, I know we don't always see eye to eye, which, you know, keeps that storyline fresh.
Mm-hmm.
And it keeps the friendship with Johnny Gargano fresh.
Mm-hmm.
It keeps the Kevin Owens just wants to hurt Austin Theory fresh.
Mm-hmm.
Then he's like, I'll see you guys later. He walks down the hall. He sees the Maximum Male models, and he tells them they're doing the pose wrong. And then he walks further down the hall and sees Sami Zayn and tells Sami Zayn he needs a different shirt. That is how you do what the biz calls a runner. He affected 4 to 5 storylines in a 2.5-minute segment.
Oh wow! Wow!
Masterful.
Fantastic.
Absolutely masterful. And no one was made to look the lesser.
No.
Either.
No.
Very important.
So
very
it wasn't like,
aspect.
oh, he was going over on, each and every person. It's like you said, he's kind of giving him a shine.
Do you feel like we've grown from we got NXT to now we have 5 hours of NXT now? Or at least the NXT that we adored. You know, like it really does feel like it. It's you want to be a part of that. You know, the Maximum Male Models thing, the apparent comeback of LA Knight happening on Sunday or Friday. Sorry, I probably watched. Yeah. And again, like this is like this seeing again Kevin Owens and Johnny Gargano teaming with Drew McIntyre is wild. Like I can't wait for any of this, you know. And you know that backstage segment, you know, we always talk about like when WWE is good, it is amazing, right? And that's one of those things that they hit that point. Somebody's got that. You know, somebody sitting in that writer room is like, all right, Kevin Owens, you need to have him interact so this match later. But in the meantime, let's see. He's running into Sammy, and the Maximum Male Model thing's still going on. And what are our promos tonight? Boom, boom, boom. All right, Maximum Male Models have to go through all three of those promos. Everybody's got to come across them, right? Like it becomes the thing. It becomes the gag. It's that interweaving that we used to talk about, right? And it happened every once in a while. We're like, hey, look at that, and then we don't get it for a while. They're doing it they're doing twice a week. And I finished that book, Mike, and with Brian Gruitz.
It's a good book, right?
It's a very good book. Very good book. Oh, I have a story. I have a travel story based on that book.
What?
Okay. You may have seen me tweet. I was going for a walk on a trail that I found when I was in Silicon Valley in around San Jose. I was working in a workshop was being done for Formula SAE at the Tesla facility out there. And I was like, okay, I'm going to go for a walk, and did this nice 5-mile trail up and down a river, or what passes for a river in Northern California. Different definitions, guys. And I'm listening, and they're like, oh, yeah, blah, 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 WrestleMania something, something at, was it Santa Clara Stadium, Niner Stadium, you know, the one where Seth Log, it was the night that The Rock and Ronda Rousey interacted with Triple H and Stephanie, and apparently Rock was on. He was a surprise because he was on Saturday Night Live the night before, right? And
that's right. It was. Oh, he couldn't possibly make
exactly,
it.
Exactly, and they almost did because I think they partied until 4 a.m, according to the book. And I'm walking by, and I walked by a thing, and then I'm like going down, and it's like they started talking about. I'm like, wait a minute, because I gotta go. It's pretty much a loop around, right? And I'm passing the stadium they're talking about. Where the Niners play. I'm walking by it as they're talking about being in the stadium preparing for this with Ronda Rousey. I was like, what the fucking coincidence that this is happening right now? So I used more of my credits, and so in the future, and I haven't figured out which is first. I think it's going to interweave depending, because one's a lot longer. So I picked up Moxley's audiobook and Barack Obama's. So
do Moxley.
Do Moxley first.
Moxley's gonna be good for travel.
Okay, the Obama one's 36 hours.
Oh boy, yeah.
Have you heard him talk? And he reads his own book. Both of them do, I believe. Also,
wouldn't it be interesting if they read each other's?
Yeah.
Sorg, if you want something else for your Audible credits,
okay,
and you like that SNL story,
I think I'm good for a while actually, but
I highly recommend Live from New York.
Live from New York? That sounds like a fun one.
Yes.
Let's see.
It's another long one, but it's like basically the unabridged history of SNL.
I just been grabbing audiobooks of things that have been sitting on my shelf for a while that I never got to. Let's see. There's a Drew McIntyre book I see. There's at least 2 Jericho books. There's 2 Jim Ross books. Justin Roberts has a book. The Daniel Bryan book. AJ Lee Mendez. The Shawn Michaels book is on here. The Young Bucks. And then you can tell where it's my picks from 10 years ago, because there's one by Jeff Bezos.
AJ's book is very good. Brian's book is weird.
Is it?
That reminds me too when you said it's like all these books are on your shelf and now you're getting around to listening to them. That's like with me with I get these big comic omnibuses, but then I end up reading everything on the app anyway.
Yeah. Oh, this is one I really need to pick up is The Christmas Carol by Patrick Stewart. It needs to be in my thing. I think I might have to pick that up. How long is that? It can't be that long, right? It's only 2 hours. 1 credit. Listen, 1 credit, you can get a 2-hour Christmas Carol or 36 hours of the life of a former president. I'm sorry, only 30. Did I really get that far in that? I don't know.
Can you increase the, like I listen to all podcasts on pretty much like 1.5 speed. Can you do that with the audiobooks?
Yeah, I think you can. Yeah. Also, there's free ones. The Terry Funk book is on the Audible Plus situation on here. So there's a few other ones I thought. Oh, there's a Tenacious D one. That's an Audible original. Yeah, they got. Oh, check D.
Oh, Sword.
Pete Townsend. I'm getting lost
on
here.
NXT. On NXT, the multicolored background is gone.
Are we back to black and gold?
It's black, orange, and gold.
Black, orange, and gold.
Black, orange.
Okay.
Yeah.
Acceptable. There you go.
Now, how is the orange on it? It's not like a.
Describe it to me. Paint a picture for our audio listeners.
Hold on.
Okay.
Hold on.
Okay.
I will. I'm gonna copy the tweet and put it in the Slack so you can just bring it up.
So here's one I just saw
right
flipping through this. Kayfabe. Stories that you're not supposed to hear from pro wrestling production company owner. This is, I think, the guy that did the kayfabe interviews, that like the U-shoots and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But I believe so. Sean Oliver. Sorry, just one that came.
I don't know. I don't know if that's
those guys. Yeah.
narrator.
If that's what?
If that's a reliable narrator.
Yeah, that's possible too. Ooh, The Stand. The Eighth Wonder of the World about Andre the Giant. A true story of Andre the Giant. I think I've read the graphic novel.
Yeah.
I did a reverse sprawl on that one.
And so, Sorg, I just saw this tweet that's really funny. I have to share it.
Okay.
It goes back to our AEW talk of Sammy Guavara and everything. And, it's from @TrevorDame.
Mm-hmm.
He says, sometimes on a day where AEW is having a lot of drama, I check on Adam Cole's Twitch for a second just to laugh at the contrasts. Right now he's playing Super Mario RPG, and his pressing concern is, how do I find out how many frog coins I have?
There's a really good thing that comes up in conversations when we talk about social media on one of our other podcasts at the Sorgatron Media Master Feed. Go subscribe. It says about inviting yourself to the argument party. And Adam Cole just lives in a different party. You could say
he lives in the party.
Thank you for that. So, and I think that's where wrestling fans need to consider where they're sitting as well. Am I in the argument wrestling fandom, or am I in the I'm just going to sit here and enjoy wrestling fandom? Mike and I obviously make some decisions to the former.
I dabble in both.
We dabble in both. It's good to get some energy out.
If we're talking Lucha Underground,
you walk in two worlds.
Listen, if we weren't doing this,
Lucha Underground, I'm sitting back.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, put it all in my face.
Yeah.
Everything in my face. Like, just do it. I'm just here for whatever you got. But
that's kind of where I'm at with AEW, though, right? For the most part.
And that's amazing for you. I cannot.
That's amazing for me. I love that was the most, and I'm happy for you.
No, I am. I'm genuinely happy. I wish I could get that much enjoyment from AEW. And
yes.
Believe me, I do enjoy things on AEW.
Yes, I know. And I understand the trap that I'm falling into, and this is not your fault. Because what's your favorite movie, Mike?
Die Hard would be up there.
Die Hard? Okay. What if I told you Die Hard was the worst movie ever?
Well, I'd call you a dirty, rotten liar.
Exactly.
Not so world
every week when you tell me there's a problem with AEW, and I said, fuck you, Mike. That's what's happening.
I don't say there's a problem with all of AEW.
No. And I know it's a bigger scale. It's a bigger scale idea. I
could probably fix some shit with Die Hard.
And I was just thinking too. Is this a world where Die Hard 4 and 5 also exist? So where you can go, no, you are objectively wrong.
Those are the dark and elevation of this conversation.
All right, you know what? I don't mind Die Hard 4.
Okay.
It's
4.
silly.
Which one was 4?
It's a quick or it's an easy watch.
Timothy Olyphant is lovely in that movie.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's
All right.
lovely in that movie.
All right. I mean, 3 was kind of my diehard though.
Yeah.
You know, like 3 was what like my
3
diehard.
is great.
Yeah.
3 was my diehard discovery.
3 is
kind of
great.
thing.
It's completely unrealistic if you know anything about New York City geography.
Yeah.
But it's great.
I also love the PlayStation trilogy game. But it
Yeah.
was
It was pretty.
Like,
It was pretty rad.
It was pretty great.
The arcade game. Well, the arcade game was mostly just the first one.
Yeah. But anyways,
it was good.
anyways, aside from that, but you get like that's why I'm so viscerally angry
No, I know.
when you come
I
at
get
AEW. He's like, don't come at my boys, you know, kind of thing.
I'm not coming at the boys. I'm coming to try and help the girls.
Yes, exactly. You know what?
Trying to help the girls.
I think the girls can take care of themselves around there. But anyways, well, we'll see. Wow. Okay, so Pete Dunne, proper bruiserweight form in NXT. That's what happens when we get hit by a hurricane. There you go. I'm not going to put NXT on in the studio anymore because I want to watch it after the show now.
Yeah.
You got me now.
That
You
would
got
be an
me now.
interesting
That's
thing.
solid.
Like kind of an interesting sort of thing too would be to see like shows where like natural disasters interfered with things. It's like because with Florida getting hit, right? That's gotta.
Or that time everybody was stuck in Europe
of
for
a
the
volcano.
Volcano.
Remember,
So-
we talked to Johnny Gargano like the next week.
Yeah,
After that.
because that Raw, it was like Triple H, the SmackDown crew, and the cast of MacGruber. It's like I'll never forget that. That
Or the
was
time they sent everybody from NXT up because
Yeah.
everybody was stuck in Saudi or Europe or
that's
something.
right, because that was kind
Yeah.
of that wasn't in the run up to like Survivor Series too.
I can't.
was it?
I don't think it was.
Yeah.
But I remember it was like they got like Adam, like I think Adam Cole talked about it in
Yeah.
an interview. He's like, yeah, they got me on a plane and I'm putting my gear on and they're kind of talking to me about what to do at the show.
Oh, there
You
was
know.
a whole
because
special
he was on a takeover and like the Survivor Series or something like I forget what it was, but
yeah.
he had like the busiest week of
Yeah.
his run there.
So yeah. Well, anyways, oh shit, Imperium. Oh man, everybody's popping up on NXT. Damn. So it's basically 7 hours of great WWE every week. No, we won't get tired of this. We didn't 5 years ago when this was happening. It was good, So and it's gonna be.
There were
even
times
better.
when 2 hours seemed too much.
Right.
Hey,
Like the good
Raw
old days.
doesn't feel slow to me anymore.
No,
Yeah.
it doesn't. No, it doesn't.
Like that's the big thing.
Yeah.
That's the big takeaway.
I mean,
Raw doesn't feel slow.
my only thing is something happened with Hulu, and you know what? I'm gonna leave that as a teaser because we gotta take a break real quick. Because we're feeding people, our people. Nobody goes hungry in the studio.
Craft services.
Our good for craft services,
I've
courtesy
got-
of Slice on Broadway, New York City style. Yins are made, Beachview, Carnegie, East End, North Hills. Hit me up. Good times at WrestlingMayhemShow.com. How do I need to transport the perfect pepperoni pizza to Tina in Seattle? In like 3 Fridays. So let me know at goodtimes at WrestlingMayhemShow.com. Check out our friends, New York City style. Yins are made, 4 locations in Pittsburgh. And you can check them out at slicesonbroadway.com. Hit up PGK_Slice on the Twitter. Tell them thank you for supporting the Wrestling Mayhem Show. Thank you. And thank you for supporting us as well. We are going to be right back after this, and I'm going to talk to you about a shift in the digital landscape. Or maybe not. Maybe it's just for me.
Savon's Legendary Podcast.
Watch out on the WWE Network on Roku.
Grind City. And you know this, man.
sense. Like right place, right time, out of nowhere.
So what you saying?
Former tag team partner coming to save.
Tony Johnson, we saw him battle Edric earlier, but this is a 2-on-1 mugging.
We are back, and maybe I'm wrong. I swear a week ago I looked at my Hulu account and Monday Night Raw. Oh, I think I know what happened. So Monday Night Raw and NXT and several other WWE properties. I know SmackDown was okay over the weekend, but everything said that it was going to expire on, I think, the 27th or 8th last week. For WWE content on Hulu. This is supposedly, because I remember the story was going around about how so NBC was an original partner with Hulu, with, you know, I guess Fox at the time, Disney, ABC, and now of course Disney is kind of starting to take over all of it to completely integrate it into their properties as a, you know, Disney Plus for adults or whatever, or whatever the idea is.
It's been adding odds and ends.
Yeah, and it's been kind of like FX is a big thing on there right now,
Yeah,
right?
oh, that's true.
So there was, and I'm going to take a real quick look about that, but there was a thing about how NBC content was going to go away unless there was a new deal by X date at the end of September. And it would appear that that the deal has been struck. So I am sorry. I just updated myself with this, and I'm going to see if there's a story about it. So no news here. I don't have a segment to talk about because it's completely okay.
We have a pay-per-view this weekend.
We do have a pay-per-view this weekend. Now wait a minute. So this is an article from March, and I'm seeing if there's a recent one. Peacock topped 15 million NBCU. New strategy and end up. So NBCU's CEO says he's touting movie strategy and end of Hulu. Peacock's up. I'm trying to see.
Has all the old tout content moved to Peacock yet?
Somebody dropped a tout reference somewhere that I was listening to. Oh, that was in that book. They dropped the tout reference for the hardcore. It's not still out there, is there?
I don't think so.
It died.
End of Hulu deal for next day episodes. That may mean they're still there. But it's Peacock's reclaiming day after rights to episodes. Strong content lineup, including Peacock's reclaiming. I mean, it makes sense. I mean, you have Peacock, and that's a thing.
Right.
I just opened a shoe ad. I fucking hate these articles. I don't need shoes. Actually, I do need shoes. I'm about to walk through these things. Next day rights, Peacock last month clawed back dozens of past seasons of NBCU programming, including the entire run of Keeping Up with the Kardashians. Sorry, Rob.
Speaking of seasons, I wish they'd, again, with the network, you know, it's the WWE Network. It's been screwy ever since it's been a Peacock, where they still have, what is it, like WrestleMania season 1, episode 1.
Oh, I hate how they do that.
Episode
it's
1.
so bad.
I'm not a fan of it.
It's so
no,
goddamn stupid.
No. Well, that's a big thing because they there we go. You know, WWE took a shot, and there was a really good discussion about this because I listened to Core Killers is a podcast I listened to, or maybe it was Twit that did this. But there's always, like, every once in a while somebody that, like, there was a guy that wasn't a wrestling fan, but he was really, very interested in what WWE had done. Yeah. And in the long, also Quantum Leap just started.
Yeah, a couple weeks
ago. Should I try it? I was a big fan. I'm afraid to. I'm so afraid to. Okay, I'm going to add it. Add to my stuff. Let's see what happens.
There's so much stuff on my list that's just never.
Oh, yeah. I just finished Orville. There was a very special cameo about 3 episodes from the end that I was very, very happy with. If you liked Adam Page's Get Up last Wednesday, you'll like this episode. But anyways. What was I getting at here? Quantum Leap. No, roll back. We were talking about
Peacock.
Well, no, they talked about really WWE took their shot, right? Yeah. Like WWE really, you know, was an early innovator in the long run when it came to this. Like they took a big bet. You know, remember we were going from $50, $60 pay-per-views a month to Just pay us $10, pal.
And it was bigger than what we expected at the time too. Like the value right away was, well, again, doing we're gonna just stream all our pay-per-views
and
on
do
here
original programming and like all this stuff. They spent so much money on content, and I don't know, like it's not. I think what they wanted to scale up to they didn't make, but they were doing fairly well.
Yeah.
Right, and I mean, it's just like any other kind of startup, I guess, right? The comment I remember, I think it was a Stephanie McMahon thing when they were talking about streaming in an article several months ago, was talking about how we did original content and we found that the more lucrative, the more or smarter player, I can't remember exactly how they put it, some kind of business speak, was the licensing. So what do you see now? You see the stuff going to Peacock, right?
Yeah.
Like they're making content, but they're not making content for themselves.
Yeah.
I mean,
and if you can get somebody to kind of co-opt,
I mean, even Raw and SmackDown is you're making content for USA.
Right.
You're making content for SmackDown. The idea of owning the entire pie yourself and getting a bigger cut of it is always attractive, and that's what they gave a shot at, right? And you did have something like NXT, which got sponsored. Like, I believe those takeovers were sponsored by companies, or at least the music or something, right?
Some of them were.
Some of them were, but they were getting to that point with those. It got that big, and of course, COVID and everything. Which I think this deal came down before COVID. Is that correct in my recollection? So it said, hey, licensing is the way to go. So what do you see is content made for there, and it's more. I don't want to say low-level, common content like Best of Weddings just came out tonight, right? For This Is Awesome, and it's no more of the here's a Camp WWE. Here's
but they also
Legends
have
House.
shows like Evil and Table for
Right,
Three.
but it's all kind of repackaged interview documentary stuff, and then A&E. The A&E deal's a part of this too.
Yeah, I was gonna say, and it kind of fits in with what you see on those other networks. Like the kind of shows you would see on A&E, or when you were saying the list stuff. That makes me think of. I mean, not that it's NBC, but like the VH1 shows, like the top 10, whatever, and
right.
I mean, and they'd always done that in some way, shape, or form.
And when you look at it,
maybe now it's a bit more refined.
Evil is a different kind of documentary.
Yes, yes.
But Table for Three is the same as it's always been. Table for Three is still just
they're still doing it.
Sit-down interviews.
Yeah,
but
and they're still. Like the last
maybe
one,
a
they
bit
had
more in the background than it used
Steiner,
to be.
Todd Steiner, and Braun Breaker.
But also notice the shift is to interview and documentary style shows, which are going to be a lot cheaper than. I'm sure it's a lot cheaper than. It could
That's
be.
what it always was, though.
But you still had. They tried animation. They tried reality
or like
programming.
Prank shows and shit.
Prank shows. Yes, exactly.
It's like what's hot right this moment.
Right.
Okay,
now
we
it's
did it. Now
it's
yeah, but they tried that and they didn't get numbers on the network.
Exactly. That didn't.
That's the thing. Like
it didn't move the needle.
Holy Foley didn't get numbers. Swerve didn't get numbers. Like
at least enough to justify doing it again.
Yeah.
That's always the thing.
Which is why there's that one lonely season of whatever, from like 7 years ago, sitting out there.
They did 2 seasons of the Swerve, though.
Yeah.
I mean,
and they did 2 seasons of Edge and Christian too.
Well, plus also you've got like how many people pop up in those shows too? That I mean, they're old shows that haven't been with WWE for years now, so it's like they're not as timeless as some of these other things.
And you have such a back. I'm still like, there's still such. How about just the demolition tape from Coliseum Video?
Yeah,
I'm looking at here.
Yeah.
So like stuff like that, or the a battle royal at the Albert Hall. Like, geez. Like this back catalog itself, like so to a certain point they don't. The WXW stuff here, from I think they were Germany.
But to be fair, that is all technically new content. Like your WXWs, your ICWs, your Progress, like that is all new content. That's,
licensed content,
so and it's new wrestling content too, with people that either we have seen or we may see in the future.
Yeah.
Which is one of those things too. That kind of, like I like to go back and look at the old World Class or the old AWA stuff. But there's some stuff. I mean, even not even because of Peacock, but even before that, it was like so spotty on some of those runs, where it's like, oh, they've got all the Shawn Michaels stuff from AWA.
Well,
you know,
as somebody who's had to manage content catalogs over the years personally,
you've done it.
I mean,
twice,
when somebody's like, why isn't X on the network? And it was like, well, you know, I mean, we've had to, because we were building a catalog on one platform, and then the host said, you're putting too much stuff on this platform. Unlimited does not mean unlimited.
Unlimited means unlimited.
You
have
you have 10 days to take care of this, and then we had to rebuild that catalog on a whole other platform. You know, and then we've rebuilt it on a whole other platform and called it a network, and then there's another platform on YouTube now. You know, so I mean,
and then I imagine when you get back around to that original one, oh, they've changed their thing, so now you can have more.
I don't have a staff to manage this. You know, we just have Rob doing some videos now, you know, not alone like, hey, manage this thing over here, you know. And even with the staff, and I mean, just think the scale, right? You know, there's a certain strategy to, hey, we're going to wait a couple years. And I feel like we talked about this on this podcast earlier, right, Mike? Because we're like, why is an X up there? Be like, give it time. You know, you don't want to blow your load when it launches. Take your time. Like, okay, we're gonna put the old Smackdowns on. Okay,
it might be more relevant at a different point.
Here's the early '90s of Raw, and it's partly the relevance of keeping and now this is on here, and now AWA, and now the Coliseum videos. But also you need the process.
You're not trying to because you're not just trying to refill the whole back catalog on the Peacock. There's new stuff being made every fucking day.
So now, you're and also remember, there is still a WWE Network in other countries that is being managed.
Sure is.
So now, and again, I don't know the back end. Only one of us here knows the early days of what that process might have looked like here, and before it was Future Endeavor Letter. You know, somebody somewhere in the offices, in some broom closet at WWE Studios, is, I presume, is managing that content synchronicity, synergy, if you will, across WWE Network, region by region, probably, because you probably can't put the same stuff in India that you're putting in the UK, let's say, for one reason or another, right?
Also,
presumably.
Don't forget. For those other countries, there are specific WWE programs made for those specific countries too.
Right. I mean, we get a little glimpse of WWE This Week in Espanol, you know, or actually just WWE in Espanol, isn't it? And it's like a recap of the week, but you know, in Spanish, and we would get it on our WWE Network. You know, like that's of course. So when you're, you know, this is a big problem. This is, you know, to manage.
And not every country outside of the U.S. has the WWE Network too.
Yes.
Like there are some places that get the WWE Network through other streaming services. I'm pretty sure, I forget where it is. It might be India. Don't quote me on that, but it might be India that gets WWE Network through Disney Plus. Right
through the Star, I think it's called, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they have because there was a big deal about that.
I forget if that's India per se, but
because it's like Star is their Disney Plus, I think, like locally branded. But it basically is it is Disney Plus. If I understand correctly,
it might kind of combine everything.
It's Indonesia.
And then you know, just like, and I wonder if it's still the case. I believe WWE Network was only available through Rogers Cable in Canada. So like this is like, you know, we you know, we're very, you know, geocentric when we think of that, especially as Americans. Just look at the news. And you know, so you don't think about that, you know. It's just like and you know, if you got a VPN, those get blocked now because our video is no good anymore. That talks about that. But yeah, it's a different, you know, it's different for everybody, you know. So what was the point we were getting at with this? You know, this is a big problem, and
there's a lot of stuff to put on.
And it's different problems in different places.
And Peacock needs things like ad breaks because their ad supported, right?
Yeah, because everything that goes on Peacock now has to have an ad break. So,
Well,
granted, there are some things that are easy to put ad breaks in,
and whatever you don't like, about that in Peacock, well, good news, it's happening everywhere. I just got a notice about Disney's going to go an ad-supported model. Hulu obviously has been there for a while, right?
Like HBO Max.
HBO Max is going to have one. Netflix has one coming. Everybody's going to this model, and you're going to see changes to the content that you see as they adapt to this. So what you don't like about don't worry, you're not going to like it about a lot of services. So
it'd be really funny if cable started going ad-free.
Right? So
streaming becomes cable. Cable becomes streaming. Finkel is Einhorn. Einhorn is Finkel.
Yes.
It's like, what an innovation, you know?
I mean, they're still gonna get their money out of suckers like me that don't want to see a single commercial. Because my God, if I have to see another 2-minute medical commercial, jeez, like this is just I hate Mike. I hate that we have a Monday podcast because that means I need to watch Raw live.
And I'm remembering a time too where again it's like, oh, a movie would pop up on TV and it's got to have ads. So if the movie's a 2-hour running time, either something's getting cut or they're putting bigger block, which thankfully
sometimes they add stuff.
Or sometimes it takes 5 hours to watch Infinity
War. Or they're
trying
to or they're trying to blow it up like it's a 90-minute movie that they're trying to fill a 2-hour block with, even with 20 minutes of commercials, you know, to where thankfully the time constraints aren't as much of an issue anymore, you know, but yeah, like you said, that just means they can throw in as much shit
because something like TNT is just doing movies all the time when they don't have wrestling on, pretty much, you know.
The Equalizer,
or whatever it is that they're doing on there. I don't know.
Which I wanted to make an accountant reference when Mike was talking about all the numbers with Dynamite.
I think there's some accountants in the audience. I mean, you know, I mean, I wish they'd do my taxes because that's a mess. Anyways,
there's gonna be an ambulance match at Halloween Havoc.
Yeah.
Sign me the fuck up.
Oh, I forgot that's gonna be a takeover, right?
That is, it's definitely going to be a premium live event.
Okay. So, all right. That's acceptable.
I don't think they've said if it's called like NXT Takeover Halloween Havoc.
But that would be great if it was like that weekend, because you're looking at, it's Halloween weekend basically. But
love it.
Yeah, but we've already got 3 matches for it. On Julius Creed versus Damon Kemp in an ambulance match. Roxanne Perez versus Cora Jade in a spin the wheel, make the deal match. Which, I mean, who doesn't love that? And Dragunov versus Braun versus JD McDonough.
Oh, I just remembered a story about the spin the wheel, make the deal thing. Like, it was on one of the Conrad podcasts, I think, where they're talking about like what a dumb idea, like say the coal miner's glove was, you know, because that's what it came up with for Sting and Jake that year.
Jake,
and their solution to lessening the chances of it hitting coal miner's glove was like, oh, we'll just throw a bunch of other shit on there, right? It was never, let's take that off the wheel, you know.
Well, I mean, the solution is also maybe let's put something on the back of the wheel at that point.
Yeah,
so
let's not make it a legit.
Or stack the wheel.
Yeah, let's not make this the one time we do a legit spin on this thing. Yeah. But yeah, like I said, the solution was never, hey, let's just not make that an option.
Yeah. And I forgot, there's also going to be a 5-person ladder match for the North American title.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Halloween Havoc's looking real good, too.
Yeah.
Jeez. I just want to be excited about wrestling. Hey, that year Extreme Rules 2015 was just John Cena's face with the American flag superimposed over it. What the fuck?
For Extreme Rules?
Let's see. Seth Rollins defends the world title against Randy Orton in a steel cage match. The hell? Okay. Sorry,
why don't we talk about Extreme Rules this year?
I'm just flipping through Peacock right now. So that's this Saturday.
Okay.
Up against Bound for Glory. So what are you gonna do? I haven't seen enough of Impact to get excited for Pound for Glory. I saw that. What did they have? Masha and Ali Catch had a Monsters Ball match on Impact last week. You know,
They sure did.
That's looked crazy. I need to go back. I feel like I just need to slam like 3 weeks of Impact, like Victory Road through whatever's happening now, or something. Because I mean, it looks like. I mean,
You want to go through what Bound for Glory has first?
Yeah. Just hey, let me. Yeah, you're gonna spoil my watch back, but let's do it.
Well, I mean, it's just announcing. Match.
Yeah, go for it.
There is a 20 wrestler Call Your Shot Gauntlet Intergender Battle Royal.
Holy shit.
Where the winner receives a trophy and a contract they can invoke anytime within a year for a championship match of their choosing. The only people confirmed so far are PCO, Rich Swann, Giselle Shaw, Heath Slater, Bhupinder Gujar. I don't know who that is. Bobby Fish.
It's their Indian guy that I skip all the time.
Is it their giant Indian guy?
Yeah, well, he's kind of a regular size Indian guy.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And Sammy Callahan's in the match.
Yeah.
Also for the Knockouts Tag Team Championship, Chelsea Green and Deonna Purrazzo versus Jessica Havoc and Taya Valkyrie with Rosemary. So that's exciting.
Mm-hmm.
Mia Yim versus Mickie James, career-threatening match. If Mickie loses, she'll retire. For the X Division title, Mike Bailey versus Kazarian. That's gonna be good. Shit, I may have to watch this at some point. Impact Tag Team Championship, Honor No More versus Motor City Machine Guns.
So
that's lovely.
Who from Honor No More is the?
Taven and Bennett.
Yeah,
okay.
that's the de facto tag team. I believe they're champions, right? Still.
Yeah, they're the champions.
All right.
For Knockouts World Championship, Jordan versus Masha, as we said before, and main event Impact title, Josh Alexander versus Eddie Edwards. And on the pre-show, Brian Myers versus TBD for the Digital Media Championship. I think they said they're having like a battle royal or something for that.
Mm-hmm.
Did they ever show? Because I know, Sorg, you were saying something like the Impact, different stuff still pops up on Impact. We had the Impact title match of Josh Alexander versus Masha Slamovich at AAW.
I haven't looked at the account to notice, or I haven't noticed it in my thing, but I feel like I'm watching that match. I'm like, this is gonna be on their YouTube. It has to be on their YouTube. It was a freaking title match.
Yeah.
It was an Impact Wrestling title match between Masha and Alexander, and it was freaking incredible. Hold on, let me pull up my Impact Plus over here.
By the way, I'd like to point out Impact has 3 women's matches on there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
And technically 4 if you count the intergender battle royal.
Not even. Yeah, you are correct. They do great. They're fantastic.
Yeah.
I mean,
they're really good.
Jeez. Let's see. Alicia versus Taya is one. I'm just going through Barbed Wire Massacre, Victory Road, Ultimate Insiders. Okay, but I'm just going through things, seeing what we got on membership here. Ace Austin, Jack Price, and Rahit Raju from UCW popped up. We've got one from Revolver, Chris Bay and Jay Christ. Chris has been doing some great stuff out there. Alex Shelley, Mike Bailey, Jake something from Smash Wrestling. Is AAW been featured on here before? I don't know if they have. Oh, there it is. Damn it, what did I do? Yeah. Here is Matt Fitchett versus Manders from AAW.
Because that actually was on, or that was on their Chicago Impact shows, I think.
Well, this one's labeled as an AAW. Let me pull it up and see here real quick.
I mean, I think he
no, this is actually, you're right. This is an Impact. Oh, is it an AAW like championship or something?
Yeah, it was like mid. I want to say July.
Yeah, because it's definitely, and it's wild to me because this is Cicero Stadium in Chicago, where we did Warrior back in like February, and it's really cool to kind of see how they dressed it up. Even though you can still see some of the basketball court stuff around the pads, and I was like, "Yep, I know that we did not have pads." So that premiered late August. I don't think they do. I thought they did these more often, but I guess these extra matches like this do not come up all that often.
It's a fairly recent. What was that, 3 weeks ago?
I feel like that's something you'll see in like a month or something. Like here's Manders and Mike Bailey at Pro Wrestling Revolver. It premiered on August 2nd, but oh, and these matches, by the way, there's an OVW match. These do premiere free for non-members as well. About looks like 4 days after they premiere for members. Yeah. So like you can go and see some of these. There's some really good stuff in here. Actually, looking at I usually don't check out these because I know they're like usually indie matches and stuff. And
I'm trying to remember on that same show who Bennett had.
Oh,
it wasn't Yehai.
Why
was
can't
it?
I remember? No, wait. No, I don't know.
Yeah, I'd have to look.
But the show, yeah. I am a little sad that I'm not going with you on that next one because that tournament set looked like it was going to be a lot of fun. Yeah. But I may be sending it with some hardware, so I didn't talk to him about that still.
We're still trying to figure out.
I will be there in spirit and on live stream on Friday night. I can tell you that. Wherever I am. So, anyways.
So Extreme Rules.
Extreme Rules. So what's happening over there?
Well, so I figure we could do each of these matches and maybe make little predictions. You know, it could be fun.
Okay.
We got the Brawling Brutes versus Imperium in a 6-man good old-fashioned Donnybrook match.
Yeah.
It's gonna be fucking wild.
Mm-hmm.
And who knows? Sheamus could be the Intercontinental Champion at that point.
Who knows? That match is happening this Friday on SmackDown?
Yes, I believe either it's this week or next week. I forget when the season premiere is.
Mm-hmm.
So who is the IC champ right now?
Gunther is.
Okay. Oh, okay. So it's within that feud.
Yeah. So that's a rematch of the Clash at the Castle match.
Yeah, that's right.
Great.
Okay,
that's
it's this week.
Went like 20 minutes.
Yeah, this week on Friday.
It's Friday. Sheamus versus Gunther, the rematch.
Because they're having the IC title match on Friday and then leading into the 6-man on Saturday with the pay-per-view. So, yep.
I'm excited.
Mm-hmm.
that Donnybrook match is gonna be fun as shit.
Mm-hmm.
I remember the Donnybrook match that Drew and Sheamus had on SmackDown was just wonderful, and this is gonna be like one of those old APA barroom brawls, I think.
Mm-hmm. Some crazy shit's gonna happen.
Yeah. All right, and so then we have an I Quit match, Edge versus Finn Balor.
Mm-hmm. That'll be good. That's a dream match. That's a dream match right there.
Yeah. I don't even know what's gonna happen because I don't know. Any number of things could happen.
It's so and we talked about this before about like wins and losses and things over the story. I don't care who wins these matches. I just want to see the matches. Like so much.
For the most part, there's only one match I care about the winner because I think overall it helps things. But we'll talk about it when we get to it.
Okay.
Also, I don't know which match of these 6 main event the show.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know which one.
Right, because we don't have a Roman match, right?
You could have at least 3 of these, I think, legitimately main event your show.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not, maybe even 4. I don't know. So we have a ladder match for the Raw Women's Championship, Bianca versus Bayley.
Mm-hmm.
And I think this is also the first ever singles women's ladder match.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, because all the others
for the title. They kept saying for a women's championship. So
it's for the Raw Women's Championship.
Yeah. So
yeah, because all the other ladder matches they've been in are the Money in the Bank.
Yep.
But
okay.
I kind of want Bayley to win.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of want Bayley to win. I think it's
Bonner wants this Bonner wants this as the main event.
I think it depends a lot on what you have with the White Rabbit.
Oh man, you're factoring this in. I think a lot of this is like it depends on what they want the show to go out on. It depends on what finish is planned, right? Like, okay, this is a bigger deal than this. The way this is going to finish.
Like what'll
if
get
they're
people
doing
talking
something
tomorrow.
wild where they blow up the ring during the fight pit match, okay. Also, the fight pit match would be the biggest spectacle of the night. So I feel like
that's another thing. The fight pit match can absolutely go last.
Yeah.
Because it's gonna be in a different kind of structure too. Because that's another thing. Like, we've only had fight pit matches in the Thunderdome era.
Yep.
So I'm very curious as to how they do this.
Yep. It's gonna look like Hell. It's gonna look like Hell in a Cell.
It's gonna look awesome.
When they showed a picture of it, I was like, it's gonna look like it. It's gonna be crazy. All right.
Yeah.
So I mean, again,
plus you got the star power of Cormier too. So. Who knows? With a Saudi pay-per-view coming up, who the hell knows what's going to happen with that?
Exactly.
Because I assume this is leading into something. All right. Well, we talked about Riddle versus Rollins in the fight pit match.
That's gonna be fun.
That's gonna be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
You have Drew versus Karrion Kross in a strap match. Which, did you see the welts that Drew put on Theory with the strap?
No, I didn't.
Oh, they were nasty.
Yep.
They're nasty.
This one, I will give. I think Kross goes over on this one okay. Let's say I want to say I don't even say I'm not going to say that Kross wins. I want to say Kross goes over. Either way, because Kross needs to look like they're building this guy, right? So for whatever he keeps talking about Roman. I don't know if that's a thing that's actually going to happen, but he keeps talking about Roman. So, we'll see what happens there.
I mean, everyone's talking
I do love that everybody, because I felt like, this person's worried about the championship, and maybe the top couple people are thinking about it, but, like, everybody's like, Kevin Owens is like, don't forget about me, Roman. Karrion Kross is like, TikTok, but I'm taking care of this first. Like everything, like, I feel like people are realigning to, like, everything's a path to the championship kind of idea, which I felt like we stepped away from for a good long time.
Like, you've got all these guys in the orbit.
Yeah.
They kind of.
By the way, Rob is like lounging over there.
Oh, yeah.
I just could do a wide shot on you. So, anyways, go ahead, Mike.
And the last match for the card, we got Liv Morgan versus Ronda Rousey in Extreme Rules match for the SmackDown Women's title. I desperately need Liv Morgan to win that match.
Yes, but man, she is. And talking about proving me wrong on how many levels here, right? Like, yeah, okay, all right, keep it coming.
See, Sorg, that's what I'm talking about. Like, when I talk about a story, Liv needed to prove she could go extreme.
Yep, that's good.
That's the story.
Great timing on that. That's good. That's
the story, and it's there. This is almost a mea culpa for what happened when it was Bayley and Alexa, because they were going into an Extreme Rules pay-per-view, and Bayley wouldn't get hardcore, and it ruined Bayley's momentum for a long time. And I think they realized that error and are course correcting with Liv.
Right.
But that's why I need her to win.
Yep, I think so.
Like, I don't know how, but
I think so.
I'd love that to be. I worry
the poll part. I love the poll part on Friday too. So, and by the way,
the best thing, Liv is tweeting like, you need 5 people to hold me back from the most dangerous woman on the planet, and no one's holding her back. I'm like, it's little things like that. Like, that's all you need for a story for me. That's great.
That's worthwhile. Yeah, I think I'm definitely. Hey, I'm going to take the weekend off. I'm going to keep that weekend off. And we'll see. We'll see if I get a call. But I'm gonna hole up in the studio here, order pizza, watch a show. Whether that be Bound for Glory, Extreme Rules, whether that be Bound for Glory and then Extreme Rules. Like, why the fuck not?
Yeah.
Right.
Absolutely.
I want to pay for the pay-per-view and support Impact. I seriously still do.
I hear you. Impact. I didn't know what the full card was. That sounds like a good show.
I mean,
that sounds like a good show. Like, I would like to see that.
I mean, not that the Impact is not without its faults. I'm not too crazy about what they're doing
with
a friend of the show, but other than but still, I think generally it's a net positive company. that doesn't have a lot of dirtbags there, that we're aware of. And they do good stuff, and they do good booking, and they build some. Even if it is just a feeder to AEW and WWE, it is such a good feeder to AEW. I'm having fun with the ride, with what they do over there, and I think it's worthwhile, and I think it's worth supporting. I think it's worth checking out what they're going to do for Bound for Glory. It is on paper their biggest show of the year, so let's see what happens with that. So I'm in.
And also Raven's getting inducted into the Hall of Fame.
Oh, good. Raven.
Yeah.
Scotty, Mr. Flamingo, if you will.
Good.
I'd
Mr. What a Maroon. Mr.
I'd like to see.
Am I the only one? Am I the only one that knows that? Because I think that happened in the privacy.
Mr. What a Maroon.
Yes. I mean, I don't know how many times he called Joe Dombrowski that.
I'd like to see him do like an Undertaker style walk around headset mic. Hall of Fame acceptance speech.
There you go.
Where he's like, sell you a timeshare. Where he's like, I'm the man, Scott Levy, finally dropping the whole facade.
Welcome to my TED Talk.
Yeah, and I'm trying to sell you a timeshare.
You see various mannequins
yeah.
with different flannels tied around.
Yeah,
the waist.
Yeah.
It's like this one's got a Sandman shirt. This one's got Dinosaur Jr.
and one of them is inexplicably holding a polo mallet.
Yeah.
Yes, all this is great.
Yeah.
All right. Well, on that note, that's everything I think from the pay-per-view, guys.
Well, I mean, we got the White Rabbit,
and there's a White Rabbit. Yes.
Which is theoretically paying off at Extreme Rules.
Because why wouldn't you? Or
why wouldn't you? Yeah.
Or we do have a series premiere next week as well.
We have a series premiere Friday. We have a series premiere Monday.
Right, and we don't know where you pop up, and really they're all kind of the same show now. Let's be honest. It's just we're back to.
Although I think that Raw might be too stacked already. Because you have DX. You have Roman coming to Raw. You have
right, and
Johnny versus Fury.
When you have such a celebration like 30 years of DX, 25 years of
25.
DX,
25.
And
jeez, what's
I
the
mean,
difference?
such a good-hearted moment. I'm sure nothing bad will ever happen that somebody's going to come in and ruin the party.
Certainly not if there's a cake involved or a box, like a person-sized box.
There's someone that's going to be in that celebration that I don't think can take any kind of physicality. So I don't know.
Paul, yeah, Triple H, you're right.
Yeah,
I was thinking Hornswoggle.
I don't think you're going to be seen. By the way, if Hornswoggle does not come out dressed as Billy Gunn, I don't know what the fuck we're doing.
You think they'll go on loan for a night?
Because you have to know these guys are smart. They're gonna be in Brooklyn. They know Billy Gunn's not gonna be there.
Yes.
So there's gonna be a Scissor Me Daddy chant. If Hornswoggle comes out dressed as Billy Gunn, and people are smart enough to modify it to Scissor Me Swoggle, that's a win.
Or Swoggle Me Daddy.
Either way.
Swoggle Me Daddy too. Shit.
Yeah.
Shit, that's way better.
Oh, show
that's
title.
That's way better.
Show title. Swoggle.
Oh, Swoggle
Me Daddy. Well, that's what I learned this week.
Yeah.
I learned if you're not watching AEW on a regular basis, the scissoring concept is very confusing. I had dudders asking me, what is about this scissoring? Well, last week.
I mean,
and then we watched the.
How detailed did you get into that?
Then we thought. Well, I sort of explained it, and then I showed her the picture of the National Scissoring Day next week, and then we watched the first match of Rampage on the plane back last night. So
do we still get our mail on
the
National
Wi-Fi
Scissoring Day?
Yeah. Is that a day off? Yeah. Like, do I have to close down? Because
I can't deal with that and Columbus Day in the same week.
No. Wait, was it a holiday this week? I think my trash is coming tonight or tomorrow.
I don't
right?
recall. I'm not expecting anything in the mail, so I'm not
even
really noticing.
It's always something.
Yeah.
Mike, what'd you learn from wrestling this week? Chat room, hit me up too.
Oh boy, what did I learn from wrestling this week? I learned that if you know your son-in-law is a violent sociopath who likes to choke people, the only thing you can really do is shake your head and just go with it.
I love that we've had no motivation so far. He just does this. Like, we don't know why he's doing it. We just
no.
know
We
this
have
is a
no.
thing.
We
Yes.
We have no reason. We don't know. And and next week also Mrs. Birthday Party with Maurice there.
Mm-hmm.
Sorg, it is going to happen. We are getting Index.
That's where we're at. Like, if you're jumping to that.
Yes.
Don't set yourself up for disappointment, man. I'm telling you, don't overbook yourself
Sorg,
into disappointment.
Sword, we have to eventually set up to this Halloween showdown with Index versus the It. It's spoopy season, Sword.
It is spoopy season.
This is how it starts.
It is spoopy season. And wait till you see how I dress my dog.
Season 2 of Chucky is upon us.
It is. I saw the ads.
Oh, and I learned I was reminded of something that I was once used in a video clip package for Comic-Con when I got The Miz to leave our show voicemail.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a Comic-Con this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
So I may try and do that again.
You're gonna try to get the Miz to drop a liner again?
Not Miz.
Okay. Who's there?
Sorry, you leave that to me.
Okay. So, it's a surprise. You know, we're not setting up.
I'm saying you leave that to me because I don't want to promise anyone I can't.
Yeah. Easy.
Because there are going to be many wrestlers at New York Comic Con this week. Oh, by the way, standard rules for New York Comic Con. If you see Mad Mike at a Comic Con and you address me as such, you get to chop me.
There you go.
Standard rules. It's never happened, but standard rules.
It's a safe bet.
This has been a 10-year journey.
Mm-hmm.
I am really.
Although there's only been one person that's addressed me as Mad Mike at New York Comic Con, and it was the producer of Lucha Underground.
So they were not aware of the
yes
that they could redeem that for one free job.
I can't find the Miz one on here, but I did find the Johnny Gargano one.
The bee's knees, the cat's pajamas, and the whole shebang. Not Johnny Bananas, by the way, even though I like to eat them. And you're watching the Wrestling Mayhem show.
There you go. I have to figure the Miz one is somewhere. I feel like
the Miz one is around.
I do have it. I mean, in Miss Forder, I got that. I got two. I got Gambino's. I got a writer for WWE, Iron Sheik for some reason. When did we do that? Was that you?
I got Iron Sheik.
You got Iron Sheik. Let's see. I got Jimmy Snuka. Okay, we're gonna bury that one. M-Dog.
Phrasing.
Mr. Anderson. Ray Rowe. Some guy named Shia Zion. Some guy named Sterling James Keenan. Tim Donst. When did we get Tim Donst? Did we interview him? No, somebody got us that. I don't think we interviewed him.
Someone had to have got.
Doa. Kevin Eastman, that created the Ninja Turtles. That was me. Also, New York Comic Con. Eric Young is in here. Davari, the first one. Armando Estrada is my favorite one, though. Man.
We interviewed him.
You're listening to the Wrestling Mayhem show. And in case you forgot, my name is Armando Alejandro Estrada.
Well, he doesn't have to worry about Vince now, does he? Anyways, Rob, Loungy Rob, what'd you learn?
I not so much learned, but was just reminded that filming wrestling is so much more fun than filming movies. Because in the time
we're making movies, pal.
In the time that it took me to help, I was telling Sorg I got to stand in for a major A-list star that I can't discuss. In the time that it took to film him getting gunned down in the street.
Spoilers.
It probably took as much time to film an entire MMA card the next night. You know, so,
Oh boy, what
so
you
real,
did.
real violence is just so
What
much
you did,
easier.
and by the way,
Yeah.
By the way, Wrestling Connection there, because you worked
Yeah.
that show on Saturday, 247 Fighting Championship.
Yeah, it was me, Emily.
And a friend of the show, Joe Dombrowski, debuted on an MMA show.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not in the ring, not on commentary.
Yeah.
But so, although I would like to see him try. But
Yeah, because on that card you had Joe making his debut. You had me and Emily shooting the cage.
Common Worthy's later in the month, isn't it?
What's that?
That's a show I'm on.
I forget. What one? I'm sorry.
Common Worthy?
I don't remember. I don't know.
He
any
was
of these
not.
guys.
I think you would know if he was there.
Yeah, he wasn't. Yeah,
they would be making a huge
that
deal
would be the
about
one
it.
on the 22nd, and then and then Drew, who has been in ring announcing for 2PW.
Oh my God, and has his own shirt.
Yeah.
Drew F. and Shannon on Pro Wrestling Tees, by the way. He's wearing that like after the MMA show. I'm like, you have your own fucking shirt? Like, you're just wearing it around at this MMA show?
And then, of course, Mike Moran was producing. So
Yes,
it was all just people we know.
Done, had a small hand in the Ric Flair show, I guess you could say.
So it's interesting to go into a show where everybody has more experience working there than Joe Dombrowski. You know.
That is true.
Not just working for that company, but just even
true.
working MMA in general.
I mean, Joe's out-timed me over the years. You know, I mean, like he was in it probably about a good 4 or 5 years before I got in.
It's like just check out the new guy. You know?
Yeah, exactly. So, and I think they debuted on their new platform, which I need to find out about so I can do that. Later this month. Apparently, no, they got an app and everything. Good. Oh no, something didn't work. Page you're looking for might have been deleted. Oh,
and we kept dragging on Drew because of when he'd read the sponsors. It's like be sure to listen to the 24/7 or 247 podcast on the podcast. Whatever. He must have said podcast about 14 times in the promo. So just every the rest of the night, anytime you hear the word podcast, it's just. We're just cracking on the radio.
Great. Oh wow, they do have a nice little streaming platform going on now. Stream247live.com is their own thing. They're doing their own streams, full events. They got right now they have the past shows, maybe Fight Library. Maybe they're still putting.
I think
past
it was
stuff
13.
up.
I think was this last weekend.
13 was this past weekend. We're doing 14 later this month. That's wild. They're doing 2 in 1 month. I'm sure they're going insane right now.
They did 2 in 1
together.
day, last year when.
Oh right, when they were doing the COVID ones, the no audience ones like that.
Well, no, that was their first ones back with an audience last.
Oh, were they did 2
spring.
a day? That what?
Because it was one where there was like a 1 o'clock show and like a 7 o'clock show.
Oh jeez.
And the 7 o'clock show was the best second show you can do of a day when you just want to get the hell out of there, because it was like there were like 8 fights and like 6 of them didn't make it out of the first round.
Like everybody wanted to go home.
Yeah, where it's like, we were gone by 10 o'clock, I think.
Oh, that'd be nice.
When the hell does that happen?
That'd be nice. So shout out to them. This is I don't know what any other MMA groups in the city right now, but like these guys are like one of the top-notch groups that we work with on a pretty regular basis. I'll be doing their show on the 22nd, and unfortunately I don't think I'm doing the December one because I think I'm booked for Seattle that weekend. But still, some very cool stuff. If you are a fan of sweaty dick punching, they got all the punches and the dicks, and sometimes a JJ.
They'll stop a fight if there's a dick punch.
Yes. Oh my God, Maverick! You were at that Maverick show, right?
Well, that actually happened. There was a delay. This last the fight did get.
Oh my God!
Kind of timeout.
Bullshit. That was bullshit. But anyways,
that one. Oh
yeah, that was so.
Oh
bullshit.
God, yeah, we thought we were in danger.
Yeah. We got them next month. I think are you coming with me on that? I think I booked the New Fear City guys, but
I forget what.
I just randomly we a lot of stuff got topsy turvy whenever, but I just randomly found my ticket from almost a year ago. Yeah, December 4th. Midgets with Attitude. Yeah. It's just I got a bunch of wrestling tickets here. I got some KSWA. Why are we all these here? Why did I put them all here?
I'm trying to remember the last time I had a physical ticket.
Like KSWA does nice tickets. I gotta give them credit for that. This is because this is all the same day, because I saw a KSWA show at a Harley dealership up in Glenshaw, and then I drove to Conneaut, PA to watch Midgets with Attitude Wrestling with my sister, and I think that's the day we interviewed Santa Claus here in the studio, and he almost made me cry.
It was a good December. All right. That's it. Let's get out of here. Oh, chat room. Chat room real quick. Mm-hmm. You have things you've been saying. It's
looked for the last 2 hours.
We should get out of here.
Yeah.
Tina learned that wrestling is a beautiful, violent art. Once the New Japan World releases it, check out the FTR versus Aussie Open from Royal Quest London this past weekend. There you go. There you go. Why is FTR not around? Because they're doing other bookings. They have other responsibilities.
Or are they doing other bookings?
Oh, jeez. You with the chicken or the egg shit. Is it the wrestle before the Mania or the Mania before the wrestling?
Technically, an egg salad is also a chicken salad.
It's all in how you...
On that note, thank you, everybody. At Sorgatron on the Twitter. Rob's somewhere. And
so
Mad Mike 483 on the Twitter. But Rob's sleeping on the couch tonight, apparently. We'll see you guys next week in some fashion of a show, I guess. Mayhem out.
Just wait, just wait, just wait, just wait. Wait for the perfect time, then attack. Don't give up what you want, take it back. Wait for the perfect time, then attack.
This show is a member of the Sorgatron Media Podcast Network. Find out more at sorgatronmedia.com.